Hello everyone, my name's Kimi. I'm in high school and this year I have final exams. This is a very exciting event in the life of every high school student. The graduation ceremony, prom, fancy dresses, going off to college. It's all so exciting. One thought of it makes me really look forward to it. Now, all my classmates are thinking about the exams and are preparing to pass them. But I'm not very worried about this. I studied very well all this time and I have good grades. Many people thought that I was a nerd, but I don't care. Now that they're studying day and night, I can relax and focus on choosing a dress for myself because I'm 100% ready for the exams. Recently, I've been spending a lot of time on websites looking at a dress for myself. I even already know what it will be. I can visualize it in my head, my dream dress. It's just gorgeous. So, the color is the delicate shade of pearl, not shiny but powdery as it is now cool, an open top without shoulder straps. The skirt is wide, but not too wide, and it has a cut from the hip down. The belt is wide with a huge flower and from it flowers fall along the cut. They are a subtle lilac color. On my shoulders, I will have a see-through lightweight scarf and flowers in my hair. I even drew the dress for myself, and now I'm trying to find it in the stores, but nothing fits. It upsets me very much, and even my parents are angry. They say that I need to study more and be online less. But I'm not giving up. The school is over and it's time for the exams. This is all people talk about. All my classmates are always in the library and I'm with them so that my parents calm down. But in fact, I do not study. I am looking for a dress. And then once again, when I was looking at my sketch, a girl from another class sat down with me and began to ask about my dress. We left the library and I told her that the dress of my dreams simply does not exist, and I was shocked about it. She replied with great news. Her sister makes dresses and she can talk to her to make one for me, but in return, I have to help her with the exams, or rather, solve all the math problems so that she can make a cheat sheet. I was against such methods, but I wanted the dress more, so I agreed, however, on the condition that she would not let anyone else cheat. Her sister looked at the sketch and said that it would be a lot of money to make the dress. My parents wouldn't give me that much money. It wasn't clear what I should do. I was even more upset now because my dream was so close to coming true. The solution came as easy as the idea to make the dress. I did the math problems, but not just solved all of them. I specifically made a couple of mistakes knowing the level of my classmates, and she successfully passed all the exams ahead of schedule. And after that, so many others reached out to me to make the same cheat sheets for them. I took money for each work and now I could easily get the needed amount for the dress. It was a victory. Moreover, I reassured my conscience by the fact that by solving all of these problems, I was also training my brain, which meant that I was also preparing for the exams. One thing was difficult. There were more and more people willing to pay, and I was busy even at nights. My parents thought that I was preparing so hard and they were so proud of me and even promised to buy me heels for my dress. All this meant that there were even more and more advantages to my new income. I've stopped thinking that this was technically a fraud and even began to feel proud of myself. Every day I gave out new cheat sheets and asked everyone only two things. First, not to give my version to anyone because it was written individually, and secondly, to rewrite them with their own handwriting because it would be easier for them to read on the exams. Although writing it with their own handwriting would not necessarily make it easier because I write so beautifully that people think that I even took calligraphy classes. This was my main mistake, and only if I knew then what it would cost me. It was the worst day for many and the most ordinary day for me, the day of the final exams. Today, all the high school students were at school. Some had math, some took languages, and so on. I only had to pass the general test because my grades allowed me not to take the separate exams. I easily finished the task and I was the very first one to go home, knowing that tomorrow I will be on the list of those who passed successfully. It was a great sunny day and I happily spent it looking for perfect shoes. And yes, my dress was almost ready and I could easily pay for it. The next day, I came to school and I did not find myself on the list at all. My last name was just not there. Actually, there were very few names on the lists. Everyone could not just fall asleep on the exams. I know I definitely did not. While I was lost in my thoughts, Miss Darrell, our secretary, approached me and asked me to go into the principal's office. It was all weird. My parents weren't there. It was unexpected, and judging by their faces, it was not a happy occasion. But I couldn't fail the test. What happened? The principal's tone was very scary and formal. He informed me that yesterday during the exams they took 30 cheat sheets on various subjects written in one handwriting. This handwriting was impossible to confuse and it did not even need further expertise. He handed a stack of papers to my parents and my mom gasped. It was my handwriting without a doubt. He also said that an investigation was carried out and all these people said that they bought sheets from me. It was not acceptable. It was pure fraud. This has never happened in our school before, so all these people will have to retake the exams and I will be expelled without the right to be reinstated. I will not receive a diploma. They gave me the documents. This was just a nightmare. All my dreams collapsed in an instant, and all of this because of a dress? My parents were extremely upset, but the worst thing is that many of those who were caught wanted my money back, and I did not have it. I had paid for the dress, and now I have a dress and nothing else except debt. My father said that he would not pay for my stupidity. He was ashamed that I was his daughter. That night, I left a note to my parents and left for another state to find myself and to earn money. A year has passed. During this time, I thought about it a lot. I worked this whole year as a waitress in a roadside cafe on the highway. Every month, I sent money to my classmates and paid off all the debt. The money I earned was quite enough for me, but now more than anything, I wanted to go to college and get a degree because that job was so hard and so boring. But I did not have the diploma and I did not know how to retake the exams. It seemed to me that I had forgotten everything and I was very ashamed to go back to my hometown. This is what I was thinking when a man entered the cafe. He asked for a menu and coffee. I came closer and recognized him as the principal of my school. He was not happy to see me, and I was so ashamed that I burst into tears and told him that I was very sorry for what I had done, especially since the reason for it was so stupid, just a stupid dress. He listened to me and said that I could apply for exams this year, but in another state, and I had to provide the documents that I had a good reason not to take them the last time. If I could do this, then I would have a chance to change everything. On the same day, I quit my job and returned home. By that time, my parents were no longer angry with me and helped me with the documents. I had to again study the textbooks in order to restore my knowledge in my head. It turned out that after a year, it was not so easy to do. I was terribly anxious before my exams, and I was very afraid that I would not pass them because my stupidity had ruined my life before. And then came the long-awaited day. I successfully passed all the exams and received a high school diploma. Now I could go to college, and this was my happiest day of all this year. I'm glad that my parents are with me on this day. There's only one unresolved thing, my dress. Now I don't think it's that great, and I don't want to wear it. It cost me a lot though. So what do you think I should do with it? Throw it out? Give it away? Sell it? Write your opinion in the comments.
Hi everyone, my name is Adam. I'm in high school and I love it, but I hate doing my homework. It's just terrible. I don't understand who came up with it and why. I already remember everything I learned at school, so why repeat it at home? And I also feel like time at home is just for relaxing and playing around. This would be fair. And yeah, my parents make me do my homework, and the teachers always complain that I do it badly. Because of this, we always argue. But I'm already used to it, and my good grades for participation make up for the bad grades for homework. So in general, I do pretty well at school. But then, an emergency happened and we were all transferred to do online learning. And now the homework is all the work I have. That's my worst nightmare. At first, I tried to dodge distance learning. I turned off my Wi-Fi router, broke my speakers, and even downloaded a virus to my computer. But my parents quickly fixed everything. Then, I got sick. Rather, I pretended that I was sick, but they invited my grandma to stay with us and look after me, and my sickness break turned into a nightmare. They took away my phone, wrapped me in hundreds of blankets, fed me hot soups, and gave me healthy teas. Then I decided to get better quickly, and literally a day later, I was healthy again. My parents started to insist that I study again, but I didn't want to so badly. It's so nice to be at home. You can lie on the couch all day, eat chips, and do whatever you want. But classes are not a part of this extremely relaxed schedule. After a while, my teacher called and said that I was not handing in any work at all. And I realized that I was in big trouble. My father was angry and took my smartphone away and my computer and blocked everything except school apps. It was unbearably boring at home. But I did not want to study. Mom promised that after I do the assignments, they will return my phone. There was no way out. I had to study. The next day, I was preparing, or rather avoiding, to do the homework for a long time. Got into the school group chat and found out that my classmates were also being limited by their parents. One was suffering because he wasn't allowed chocolate, someone was forbidden to eat chips, and someone was left without ice cream. I was not limited in all this, and there was a cupboard full of sweets and a whole fridge filled with ice cream at home. Wait, what if I did some exchange? It was a great idea. I messaged each of them separately and offered an exchange. I would give them sweets, and they would do homework for me. And they all agreed. Every day I had a 2-hour walk, during which I quietly carried sweets to my friends. Every day I received emails with homework, sent a copy to teachers, and gave another one to my parents, and finally got my phone back. My grades were getting much better. My parents were delighted. Everything was going just fine. One happy morning, I opened the school website and saw that my access was blocked. What? Why can't I log in? I called my teacher and said that I was expelled from school for cheating. Where did I mess up? Maybe someone told on me. Last time, Michael wanted chocolate ice cream, and I brought him strawberry kind. So maybe he got offended and told about. I tried to figure out who could do that, but everyone who I'd asked said that they did not talk about our business. In the evening, my parents received a letter from school. It said that if I didn't submit all the work in the next week, I would be officially expelled. You can't even imagine what happened next. My mom cried so much that I thought my dad would just kill me. But suddenly, he just said that I was a smart guy, but never put my skills to the right use. I needed to put my knowledge in another direction, and then everything else would work itself out. I was really ashamed and started thinking. I analyzed the school group chat for a long time, asked everyone questions about online learning and how they felt about it, and found out that everyone was bored and wanted to do teamwork and communicate with one another. Then, I proposed to get together in small groups and do assignments together. For example, a group of exotic pet owners, a group of fans of Roman Emperor Tiberius. It was received with a bang, and I put up a survey for everyone to take. Then I began to make a schedule so then I could attend various meetings and still manage to turn in assignments on time. It took me a few days to do this, but when it worked, it felt great. We went back to online school, but now we knew what kind of pets everyone had and what kind of bedrooms each one of us lived in. The girls also decided we should dress up in costumes for class, and it would be very funny when pandas or wolves came to biology, or when Cleopatra and Homer taught history. In a fun company, the classes seemed easier and distance learning was excellent. I not only managed to turn in all past homework, but also caught up with the rest of the school program. Today, my parents received a letter from school again, but this time, they are happy to read it. It said how great I was and how much I helped making learning easier and more fun. Also, I finally found out how my scam surfaced. Do you want to know? It was my father. It turns out he came into the room when I was not there and saw the messages with Michael. He did not argue, but simply sent a screenshot to the teacher and asked her to carefully check all my work because it might look like somebody else's. Do you like distance learning? How do you submit your work? Write in the comments and subscribe to our channel.